Hey friend, so today I would like to share with you some simple tweaks that I've made to my everyday life to make it better somehow, whether that's been making it easier, more fun, more productive, more organized, more badass, basically more something positive, fill in the blank. It'll be highs, it'll be lows, you will have no idea what to expect from this roller coaster of a video. I stopped smiling and laughing things off just to avoid making the other person uncomfortable. Ooh, if this has not been the story of my life. So I've always hated making other people uncomfortable. Like I just cannot handle the secondhand embarrassment. Even if the other person actually should feel uncomfortable or embarrassed because they did or said something bad, I would rather always just laugh it off or be like, oh hey, no, that's okay, that's fine, just to avoid that situation. But I've been working on it and I continue to work on it. Oh boy, does it feel good when I successfully don't reassure someone's rudeness or ignorance or whatever it is. I think I saw this on TikTok where it said, being in an unhealthy relationship is the same feeling as worrying whether or not you left your strainer on. And isn't that the truth? Realizing I have a multitasking problem and trying to do something about it. So I can't even comprehend the concept of single tasking at this point. I'm super scatterbrained. I always try to do a million things at once. Now, as we know, multitasking isn't even real. We are just switching from one task to another and thinking we are getting a lot done at once, when in reality, we aren't. At least for me, I just end up being super disorganized and I don't get a single thing done properly. So yay. My multitasking hellhole is my computer. That's where all of my work is. That's where I pay all my bills, shop everything that I need, hunt for apartments, handle on my email, Google random things like what happens if a rabbit gets wet, and yeah, basically my entire life. So one thing that I've done in my attempt to stay more organized and not multitask is to switch my browser from Chrome to Sigma OS. And if you're someone like me who has a million tabs open at once, you will appreciate Sigma OS a lot, so I reached out to them and they were happy to sponsor this part of the video. So let me show you how it works. So basically within Sigma OS, you are able to create different workspaces. So I have video research, apartment hunt, socials, random, and inspiration. And then within the workspaces, this is how you stay super organized. You can create pages. So within my video research workspace, I have these pages that I have locked in so I don't accidentally close them. And that is because I repeatedly visit these websites. And if I want to visit a different website, I can just press the space bar and I can go to that site. And also worth mentioning is that within Sigma OS, there are a lot of shortcuts. So if you press C, you can see all the shortcuts here. They definitely come in handy. So let's say, for example, F, which I use a lot, is focus mode, which means that I'm not distracted by anything going on in the background. Another feature that really comes in handy is split screen. So let's say that I want to search for online dating and I want to open up this article. So I will just open it in split screen and voila. And now to the one feature that I think is super satisfying, and that is that you can check pages off like a to-do list. So you mark it as done. I just love that. And now this is just a fraction of what you can do within Sigma OS. You can also share your workspaces with other people. It has a built-in ad blocker. You can also auto-sync your Sigma OS account across any Mac, meaning that your workspaces, pages, and settings are exactly the same from any device you log in from. Oh, and it's also super easy and quick to switch from Chrome or whatever browser you're currently using to Sigma OS. I recommend you give it a try. It's definitely made my life a bit easier, and you can download it for free using the link in my description box. Save my soul. I sort of quit alcohol. So I'm not a big drinker by any means. I might have a glass or two wine when I'm out with friends, like once or twice a month. And while it can for sure be enjoyable, I almost always feel kind of weird the day after. Like regardless of how little I drink, I always end up not sleeping well and I never wake up the day after feeling fresh. And I very much value and love early mornings and that feeling of newness and freshness. So last year I decided that 2023 was going to be an alcohol-free year, and I actually did not have a single drop until about 1 week ago, where I had one drink. And sure, no big deal, but having that drink made me realize that I don't miss it at all. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna spend the rest of this year. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I don't know, I just want to share that. Get really good walking and running shoes. So I had been a big fan of Hoka shoes for years, but my old pair was kind of wearing out, and so I got a new pair recently, and I was just reminded of how big of a difference it makes to your walking and running experience when you have a pair of shoes that feel like walking on clouds. You can never talk someone into treating you right. That's it. I write my thoughts and feelings down daily. Seriously, you need it. It's like going to the bathroom, but for your brain. Now, journaling and writing things down is obviously not new. I've talked about it endlessly on this channel, but I'm not going to stop because maybe someone out there is still on the edge of whether or not they should actually start writing their feelings and thoughts down, and maybe this will push you to where you need. The point of doing it is to check in with yourself, and you don't need a fancy notebook. You can just open your notes app, make sure you lock your notes if it's really deep private thoughts, and do that every day, and you're gonna enjoy it. Try it for a week. Sometimes you are the whole package at the wrong address. Saw that somewhere, read that somewhere, can't remember, but it stuck with me. And it's true. Splurging on quality things is oftentimes worth it. So a few years ago, I slowly started making the shift of buying, fast fashion, low quality, cheap things to more expensive, slow fashion, quality, lifetime guarantee sort of things. Comfort is super important to me. Quality is super important to me. I also want to know where my clothes are made. What fabrics are they using? What does the production process look like? Those things are things that I personally value. Now, there is no denying that oftentimes, not always, more expensive when it comes to clothes, for example, does equal better quality, better working conditions for those who made your clothes, better sourcing, better materials, more long lasting, and more comfortable. Ever since shopping less, but shopping much better qualities, I just love my wardrobe a lot more. I feel more comfortable and confident in what I'm wearing. Less news intake. So it's not normal, I think, to be bombarded with horrific events. We need to stay informed, but we don't need to be aware of every single crime that's being committed every single day. I had a period of time where I was consuming so much news that I just felt awful. I lost hope in humanity. I grew resentful. I felt like all humans are awful and I started hating them. And being in that state of mind isn't helping anyone. It's not helping you. And so just becoming more aware, I think, of your news intake can definitely do wonders for your mental health. You might not always be aware of how much negativity and awfulness you're actually consuming because it's also kind of hard to escape it. So yeah, I think just becoming aware of that. Always speak the truth. Now, I don't mean the tiniest white lies, like if you're invited to dinner and they ask you if the potatoes taste good and you actually felt like they were very dry and lacked salt. You're not gonna probably say that. So you're just gonna thank them and be grateful. There's definitely a line between, truth and rudeness and common sense and etiquette. We're talking about lying here. Everyone knows what a lie is. Everyone can feel when they're lying. I don't need to really explain it. Well, so why should you live truthfully? Isn't it helpful and beneficial to yourself to go through life and just spread a little lie here and there? To me, truth means peace. It makes you live without a lump in your stomach. It makes you live without regret. It makes you live without guilt. I seriously cannot imagine going through life having to carry lies around. I imagine it's a lot like carrying, a set of heavy dumbbells around wherever you go. And I can't fathom why anyone would choose that. I just think living in truth is the ultimate liberation. I put everything in my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, I will 100% forget about it. Literally everything, even like meeting up with friends, going to dinner. It has to be in the calendar or I'm not gonna show up because I can't remember. Things may turn out differently, but better than you could have ever imagined. Obviously, life doesn't always turn out the way that we had imagined or initially wanted. And it's so easy to beat ourselves up over that. So I recently, or a few months ago, I had a situation that didn't go the way that I had hoped. So it wasn't happening. It sucked. I was pretty sad. But today, right now, I'm so grateful and so happy that that thing didn't happen, because something better came along, and I learned once again how important it is to have patience, have faith, trust the plan of the universe or of God or whatever you believe in. You'll be fine. In fact, you might be better than fine, but you have to stick around to find out.